Hello everyone. So I hope you are enjoying the topic relation and function. And relation and function, that is one of the basic topic, basic concept in the whole mathematics subject. Okay. So by this time you already have studied what is Cartesian product of two sets, right? A Cartesian product B, what is relation, domain, codomain and range of the relation. Similarly, under what circumstances a relation can be a function, and function, its domain, codomain and range, right? You already have studied it, and I also have shared in some of the classes, I have shared some videos on these topics also. So today's topic is basically how to find domain and range. Okay, so that is one of the, you can say, the question till the time you study abstract mathematics, the domain and range. These things really, many students know they struggle to find out domain and range of the function. So even if the question may not be direct domain and range, but whenever you study calculus, whenever you study other topics, so wherever function is involved, whether the function is defined or not, for all these concepts, no, domain and range, these two concepts play an important role. So let's see what is domain and what is range of the function. So today's class will be very specific to these two concepts only. So whenever you say, so a topic is domain and range of a real function. So we are considering real function. So what is a real function? The function is real if its domain and codomain are subsets of real number set. So it means f from a to b is a real function if and only if AB are subsets of set of real numbers. It means domain and codomain are subsets of real functions, right? So it means whenever we say range is a subset of codomain, as we have studied earlier, so range is a subset of codomain set. So when codomain is subset of real number set, obviously range will be subset of real numbers, right? And in our syllabus, in 11th and 12th standard, we will be dealing with only real functions, right? So not to worry for complex function, other things. So we have to see if nothing is given, domain and codomain are set of real numbers, and also if it is given these are subsets of real numbers. Basically we are not going beyond the real number set. Okay, so now you see, whenever you say y equal to fx, if y equal to fx is a function, for example y equal to x cube plus 3. Okay, so whenever you change values of x, y will automatically be changed. Now here x is called independent variable or pre-image. Y is called dependent variable or image. So here y depends upon x. As you change x, y will automatically be changed. So y is called dependent variable or image. And also whenever we write y equal to fx, y is also values of the function. Okay, so it means, suppose for example in y equal to x cube plus 3, if I put x equal to 1, y is 1 plus 3 means 4. So it means, so here fx equal to, y equal to fx equal to 4. This is value of the function. So at x equal to 1, y equal to 4. Okay, so you already have studied what is pre-image and image. And also coming to domain of the function, so domain of the function is domain of the function fx is, it is the set of all pre-images, set of all pre-images of pre-images of F. Okay, so domain is set of all pre-images. Yeah, domain is set of all X. Okay, so it means it is set of all X. So while finding domain of the function, we have to ask the question to ourselves, for what value of X Fx is defined, for what value of X Fx is real, right? So in domain we have to find set of all X, set of all pre-images, or set of all independent variables. Is it clear? Now coming to range of the function Fx, that is the set of, it is the set of all values of the function. Okay, set of all values of the function. It means you can say it is set of all y, or you can say set of all images, or you can say set of all dependent variables. So in this, till now whatever we have studied, in today's session, so one thing is very clear. Whenever you find domain of the function, so domain of the function is set of all X. Okay, it means for what value of X function is defined, right? Similarly, range, while finding the range is set of all values of the function, range is set of all Fx, set of all y, it means set of all dependent variables. Is it clear? So now how to find it? What are the steps of finding domain and range? So steps of finding domain of a function. Suppose we are given y equal to fx, that is the given function. Now we have to find domain of the function, right? So only one step is there. So first, only one step is there. So we have to ask this question to ourselves, for what value of x fx equal, y equal to fx is defined. Okay, for what value of x y equal to fx is defined. So whenever we say y equal to fx is defined, it means this is a real number. Y equal to fx is real, right? And for example, you see, suppose I say fx equal to 1 by x minus 1. So we have to find domain of this function. Now as I said, for what value of x this is defined. So as you can clearly see, 1 by x minus 1 is defined for every value of x except x equal to 1, because if x equal to 1, x minus 1 will be 0 and you are getting 0 in the denominator. Okay, so here you can write fx is defined for x not equal to 1, right? Or you can write for every value of x except x equal to 1. So here you can say domain of the function is set of real numbers except 1, right? Similarly, whenever I take under root x minus 1, so square root of x minus 1, this will be defined when? So again, as I said, function is defined means the value of the function should be real. So for what value of x? This one will be real. So if you have y equal to under root x minus 1, so you can write here. So the function is defined when x minus 1 greater than equal to 0, because if x minus 1 is negative, so we do not have square root of a negative number which is real, right? So it means this quantity, this term within the square root, it should be non-negative. It should not be negative. Means it should be non-negative. So x minus 1 greater than equal to 0. It means x greater than equal to 1. So domain of the function is what? Set of all values of x. So that is what? Here you can write domain of the function is 1 infinity, right? Greater than equal to 1. So 1 included, I mean 1 closed, and infinity, as you know, it is always open. Okay, so domain of the function is this. Now next, fx equal to 2x by 1 plus x square. Find domain of the function. Okay, so here you see the denominator 1 plus x square. So x square is always non-negative. It means x square will be greater than equal to 0. 1 plus x square will be greater than equal to 1. Right? So it means this is not a problem for us. Right? Because 1 plus x square is greater than equal to 1. Right? Now we have to see the numerator. So it means x can be any real number, because x can be negative, x can be positive, x can be 0 also, no restriction. So here you can write this is defined for all x belongs to R. So here domain of the function is set of real numbers. Is it clear? So these are some of the simple examples I have taken to make you understand how to find domain of the functions. So this is the basic step. Okay. So first thing we have to see, we have to ask ourselves for what value of x fx is defined, or you can say for what value of x fx is real. Right? Now coming to steps of finding range of the function. So whenever you have y equal to fx, so range means set of all y for which x is defined. Here x defined means x should belong to the domain of the function, because whenever we define the function, we take for every x, right? So f from a to b is a function if every element x belongs to a is associated with unique element y belongs to b, right? So every element of x, every element of the domain set is associated. So it means we do not take any value of x outside the domain, right? So when we say x defined, it means it should be within the domain. Clear? So the steps, so step one is first write y equal to fx, whatever fx is given, you have to write. Step 2 is express x in terms of y, because we have to find for what value of y x is defined. So that's why we have to express x in terms of y. Step 3 is, so we have to ask the question to ourselves, for what value of y x is defined. So as I said, x defined means, this means x belongs to domain of the function. Okay, so like for example, if we have to find range of this function, so here we know the domain of the function is any real number except 1. So while finding the range of the function, step 1 we have to write y equal to fx equal to x minus 1. Second step, express x in terms of y. Third step, for what value of y x belongs to set of real numbers except 1. Clear? So we will take some questions and find range of the function. So a range of these three functions we have taken, we have got domain of the function. So now the same examples I am taking. find range of fx equal to 1 by x minus 1, fx equal to under root x minus 1 and fx equal to 2x by x square plus 1. Okay, so to start with first question, as I said, to get the range of the function, we need 3 steps. First step, let's write y equal to fx, that is equal to 1 by x minus 1. Step 2 is express x in terms of y. So when y equal to this, so it means x minus 1 is 1 by y. It means x equal to 1 by y plus 1. Means x equal to 1 plus y divided by y. So here you see, second step is over. Expressing x in terms of y. Step 3 is, we have to ask for what value of y x is real. Okay, so we have taken domain of this function. Domain was here x not equal to 1, right? So we have to keep this thing in mind. So it means for what value of y x is defined. So as you can clearly see, y cannot be 0, right? So it means here we can write x is defined for all y belongs to R difference 0. Okay, straightforward we are getting this answer. Y should not be 0, otherwise y can be any real value, right? So any real value except 0. Now let's examine. So whether we are getting this x equal to 1, whether we are getting this or not. So here you see, if you get y cannot be 0. And for any other value of y, are you getting x equal to 1? Just to check it. Yeah, so is it possible to, for any value of y, you are getting x equal to 1? So if you write here, it's not 0. So if you can take here minus 1, you are getting 0. 2, you can just check it. So it means here you see this value, range of the function is range of f. So that is what? So we got the range of the function. It is any real number except 0. The logic clear? Second question is, find range of fx equal to under root x minus 1. Okay, so step 1, let y equal to fx equal to this. So this implies y square is x minus 1, or this implies x equal to 1 plus y square. Okay, so first step is done. Write y equal to fx equal to whatever function is given. Second step is express x in terms of y. Then third step is ask the question to yourself, for what value of y x is defined. So here x defined means the domain of the function is x greater than equal to 1, right? So here we have to see for what value of y x will be greater than equal to 1. See y square means y square will be greater than equal to 0. Y square cannot be negative, right? So it means when y square, this quantity is greater than equal to 0, 1 plus y square is greater than equal to 0. Is it? Y square greater than equal to 0, 1 plus y square will be greater than equal to 1. So it means y can be any real value. Clear? So minimum value here, if you take y plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 3, whatever you take, y square will be, for any non-zero value, y square will be more than 0, right? And if y equal to 0, you are getting 0 here, x equal to 1. So x can be 1. So here you see, you can write for any value, for every real value, for all y belongs to R, x is defined. So here you have domain of the function is, you have to write range. So you can write, just hold on, range of f. So while see, so even if we are getting here for all y belongs to R. So one word of person here. So can we take the negative values? So here you see we are taking y equal to fx equal to under root x minus 1, right? So here you see y cannot be negative. So it means y has to be non-negative. Y can be 0 or y can be greater than 0 because of this fx equal to under root x minus 1. Okay, we are not given plus minus, minus. So it is like this. So y cannot be negative. So range of f will be, you can write here 0, infinity. Okay. So here for all y belongs to R, but even if you are getting like this, you have to go back to the definition of the function. Okay. This. So here we write here x cannot be negative. X cannot be negative. Okay. So just to ensure your range and domain, what you can do, one suggestion, if you draw graph of the function, okay, using any graphical tool like GeoGebra or something like this, if you draw the graph of the function, then you can ensure why it can't be negative. Okay. Third question is solution of third question. So we are going to get range. Here domain is set of any real number. So let y equal to fx, that is equal to 2x by x square plus 1. Okay, so you can, first step is this. Second step is expressing x in terms of y. So this implies you can write x square y plus y equal to 2x. Okay, so it means okay, so we can write here x square y minus 2x plus y equal to 0. So being quadratic expression, so we are writing like this, right? Because we can't get directly x in terms of y. So because it is quadratic expression. So we are writing here x square y plus y equal to 2x or x square y minus 2x plus y equal to 0. So let's view this as quadratic in x. Okay. So whenever it is quadratic in x, we can easily find value of x. Clear? So it means for what value of y x can be real. So because domain is real number, so we have to see x defined means x should be real number. So now you see, so whenever we view this as a quadratic expression, your a equal to y, b equal to minus 2, c equal to 1. Okay, now x is real. So if the discriminant greater than equal to 0, clear? So discriminant greater than equal to 0 means discriminant will be what? It is minus b square b minus 2. So b square minus 4ac greater than equal to 0. So b square is 4 minus 4ac, 4y square greater than equal to 0. It means minus 4y square greater than equal to minus 4. So it means y square less than equal to 1. Right? So it means mod y less than equal to 1. So by properties of modulus, we can write here minus 1 less than equal to y less than equal to 1. Okay. So here you can write, so is it visible there? Yeah. So we are getting here, just I am writing it again because it may not be visible. Minus 1 less than equal to y less than equal to 1. So it means y belongs to closed interval minus 1, 1. So range of the function is, so it means for this value of y, x is real, x is defined. Range of f equal to closed interval minus 1, 1. Okay, so is it clear? So for these three functions we could find domain and range of the function, and basically this gives you the basic idea regarding domain and range. So next question, find the domain and range of the functions fx equal to a square minus x square, fx equal to this, fx equal to this. So here a is any constant. Okay, so here you see first part of the question is, let's find domain. So we are given fx equal to under root a square minus x square. Being the square root function, the term inside the square root should be non-negative. Okay, so you can write here fx is defined when a square minus x square greater than equal to 0. It can't be negative. So this implies a square greater than equal to x square, x square less than equal to a square. Taking square root of both sides, mod x less than equal to a. Okay, now by using properties of modulus function, minus a less than equal to x less than equal to a. Okay, so it means domain of the function equal to closed interval minus a. Now see how to get range of the function. Step 1, let y equal to fx, that is equal to a square minus x square under root. This implies y square is a square minus x square, or you can say x square equal to a square minus y square. Okay, so I'm just writing here. So you are having x equal to under root a square minus y square. So here you see x lies between this. Okay, so what should be the minimum value? Yeah, so even if you go like this also, just like this you are getting, right? So it means you can start with, if you don't want to explore some different method also, so even if you go like this, a square minus y square greater than equal to 0, right? X is defined for this. So this implies, so again, similar step you are getting, you will be getting y, minus a less than equal to a. Minus a less than equal to y less than equal to a. So I am just keeping the steps because already we have done this. So it means here you see y, as for this thing you are getting y belongs to this, but again y cannot be negative. Fx is under root a square minus x square. So it means here y cannot be negative. Okay, so since y cannot be negative, so you have only one option left, y belongs to 0a. Okay, so this is range of the function. So the question, the way to take this question is basically I have taken the question in general. It means if it is 9 minus x square, 16 minus x square, 25 minus x square, yeah, 5 minus x square. So here you can just suppose it's 9 minus x square, so you can have minus 3, 3. 16 minus x square minus 4, 4. 4 minus x square minus 2, 2. Like this. So this question I have taken in general. So you can have, depending upon the values of a, you can find domain and range of the function. And if you draw graph of this function, you will be getting a semicircle. Okay, so again you can take help of the geometric tool, GeoGebra. So as I have shown you in the class also using GeoGebra how we are getting this graph of this function as semicircle, right? So similarly you can just try. So this is domain and range of this function. Now coming to second one, quickly we'll go. So you have fx equal to this. So as per definition of mod function, so it is x minus 3 if x minus 3 greater than equal to 0 and minus of x minus 3 if x minus 3 less than 0. So it means here x minus 3 greater than equal to 0 means x greater than equal to 3 and here x less than 3. So it means domain is what? We are covering x less than 3, x greater than equal to 3. So x equal to 3, greater than 3, less than 3. It means we are covering the whole number line. Okay, whole real number line is being covered. So domain of the function equal to set of real numbers. Okay, and whenever you come to range of the function, so if I try to draw graph of the function, you see, so at x equal to 3. So at x equal to 3, you are getting y0, right? If you write y equal to fx equal to this, so at x equal to 3, y0. When x greater than 3 means you are getting x minus 3. Okay, the graph will be like this. And when x less than 3, yeah, so you will be getting. So here you see, if you draw the graph will be like this, right? It means the portion of the graph you are not getting below x-axis. So it means here range is set of non-negative real numbers. Okay, or you can say range is 0 infinity, 0 included. Okay, set of non-negative real numbers. Okay, otherwise you can take like this also. We can take like the square in both sides, y square equal to x square. We can take like this also. Just I wanted to show you the graph. Or you can write like this, y square is x minus 3 whole square. Mod x minus 3 whole square is x minus 3 whole square. So it means, so then you can just not take out x square, I mean you can get a quadratic in x, right? So after getting quadratic in x, you can get the one question we have done earlier like this. So you can take quadratic in x, then you can get for what value of y x is defined. Okay, you can try like this also. So because you are familiar with mod function, I just thought let me just show you through graph, or you can do it algebraically also. So this is the last question and I will show you through a different method. So domain and range. So as you know, domain of mod function, modulus function is set of real numbers. Here also you can see x minus 5, mod x minus 5. It is equal to 0 when x equal to 5. It is equal to x minus 5 when x more than 5 and minus of x minus 5 when x less than 5. So it means in that way it is domain is set of real numbers. That you can write down, domain is set of real numbers. Okay. Now while getting the range of the function, what you have to see, so being modulus function x minus 5, mod x minus 5 will be greater than equal to 0, right? Either it's greater than equal to 0. It means maximum value of this function will be what? 2 minus, so if it is equal to 0, you are getting maximum. So either it is x minus 5 less than greater than equal to 0. So it means when it is 0, you are getting 2. If it is more than 0, like you see, suppose for example 1 means 2 minus 1, right? If you take, suppose it is 2, you are getting 0. It means whenever it is greater than 0, continuously it is increasing. So the value is decreasing here. So it means the value is maximum when x minus 5 equal to 0. So x minus 5, 0 means fx equal to 2. So the maximum value of fx is 2. And as I said, if you take 0, you are getting 2 here. If it is, for example, this value is 1, you are getting 2 minus 1. If it is 2, 2 minus 2. If it is 3, you are getting 2 minus 3. So it means value is decreasing, right? It is becoming less than equal, 2 or less than that. So maximum value of the function is 2. There is no minimum value. There is no minimum value. So it means the value of the function, that is range of the function, is minus infinity 2. Okay, so this is also another way of doing the question by using common sense. Okay, so though we have procedure to do this, but at the moment you see such questions, so again you can apply common sense also. So maximum value 2, so it cannot go beyond 2. So upper limit is 2. So it means it is going to, then it is decreasing, becoming less and less than 2. So there is no minimum value. Okay, so range is value of the function. Set of all values of the function is called range of the function. So range equal to this. Okay, so basically in this topic, once you understand the concept of domain and range, sometimes you can use algebraic method like the steps I told you. Sometimes if you are very good in visualizing the graph of the function, the graphical tool will also come to your help, right? So through graph you can study nature of the function, right? Similarly, whenever you have, you can apply common sense, because this cannot be negative, right? So when it cannot be negative, so it means what? Range maximum value you are getting 2. So range is minus infinity 2. Okay, 2 inclusive. Okay, so like this. So it means the value of all values of the function will be less than equal to 2. So these are the some of the questions we could do today. So maybe next time, next class, we can take come up with some more functions. So maybe we can take some functions which are like in the form of fx plus gx, composite functions like this. Okay, so these are the some of the simple functions and basic ideas regarding how to find domain and range of the function. So I hope it really could help you. Okay, so thank you so much for your patience and for listening, and I hope you will practice it